Hi there students, welcome to yet another teaching module in economics. We are currently doing the topic supply. We have already covered what is supply and quantity supplied, what is the individual supply schedule and curve, market supply schedule and curve. We went on to study the factors affecting supply and then we studied the changes in supply. Today we will move forward with the topic of supply. So stay with me. In this lesson we will learn about the types of elasticity of supply, and we will learn to solve problems of elasticity of supply. So let's begin. What is price elasticity of supply? Price elasticity of supply measures the extent or degree of change in quantity supplied due to a change in its price, or it is a measurement of percentage change in quantity supplied of a commodity due to some percentage change in its price. So what we are essentially trying to study in elasticity of supply is how do producers, firms, react to a change in price in terms of quantity supplied. So what is the percentage change in quantity supplied as a result of a percentage change in price? And how elastic supply is. Is it rigid or is it elastic? I have put up before you the formula to find elasticity of supply. Elasticity of supply ES equals to percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price. We will be learning about three types of elasticities of supply. The first one being unitary elastic supply, that is ES equals to 1. Let us define it. When a straight line, positively sloped curve, starts from the point of origin, no matter what angle it makes, is a unitary elastic supply curve. A straight line, upward sloping curve, starting from the origin, always shows ES equals to 1. So you will see in the diagram the supply curve begins from the point of origin and it slopes upward. The slope is positive. We can see here a 5% change in price brings about a 5% change in quantity supplied. That means percentage change in quantity supplied being 5% divided by percentage change in price also being 5%. When we divide the two, we get 1. So therefore elasticity of supply is equal to 1. Now moving on to the second type of elasticity of supply, which is relatively elastic supply, where elasticity of supply is greater than 1. Let us define it. When a straight line, positively sloped curve, starts from the y-axis, it is a relatively elastic supply curve. A straight line, upward sloping supply curve, starting from the y-axis, always shows ES greater than 1, irrespective of the angle it makes. So here you can see in the diagram, we have price plotted on the y-axis, quantity supplied on the x-axis. The supply curve is beginning on the y-axis, sloping positively upwards from left to right. We can clearly see there is a 5% change in price, which brings about a more than proportionate change in quantity supplied, which is 10%. So if we substitute the values in the formula, we get 10% divided by 5%, which is 2. And we know that 2 is greater than 1. So this type of elasticity is relatively elastic supply. Now moving on to the third type of elasticity of supply, which is relatively inelastic supply, where ES or elasticity of supply is less than 1. Let us define it. When a straight line, positively sloped curve, starts from the x-axis, it is a relatively elastic supply curve. A straight line, upward sloping supply curve, starting from the x-axis always shows ES less than 1, irrespective of the angle it makes. So we can see here in the diagram, the supply curve is starting from the x-axis and the curve is sloping upwards. It is a positively sloped curve sloping upwards from left to right. Here we can clearly see that the percentage change in price is more than proportionate to the percentage change in quantity supplied. The percentage change in price is 10% and the percentage change in quantity supplied is 5%. If we substitute these values in the formula, we get 5% upon 10%, which is 1 upon 2, which is equal to 0.5. And we know 0.5 is a number less than 1. So in this case, elasticity of supply is less than 1. And so the type of elasticity is relatively inelastic supply. Now let's venture out to start solving problems on elasticity of supply. Let's learn the formula again. Elasticity of supply is equal to percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. Now, if we are not given the percentage change in quantity supplied and percentage change in price, that means we have to find the percentage changes in quantity supplied and in price. So the formulas to find percentage change in quantity supplied and the percentage change in price are given here. The percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to new quantity supplied minus original quantity supplied divided by original quantity supplied multiplied by 100. Percentage change in price is equal to new price minus original price divided by original price multiplied by 100. To make things easier for us, we're now going to use symbols to denote the new quantity supplied, original quantity supplied, new price and original price. So we'll symbolize it like this. We'll call new quantity supplied as Q1, original quantity supplied as Q0, the new price as P1 and the original price as P0. Having assigned symbols to the various variables, let us now begin solving the problems. Sometimes the problems are given in this way. You will be told, find the elasticity of supply for the following data. Two columns will be given, one for price and the other for quantity supplied. The value of price that occurs first is the original price, and the second price that is given is the new price. The first quantity supplied given will be the original quantity supplied, and the second one below it is the new quantity supplied. Having assigned the values, let us start solving the problem. The first step, percentage change in quantity supplied. We are not given the percentage change in this problem, so that means we have to find it out. How do we find it out? New quantity supplied minus original quantity supplied divided by original quantity supplied multiplied by 100, or Q1 minus Q0 upon Q0 into 100. Here we have substituted the values. You can see here we have taken from here Q1 is 200, Q0 is 100 and divided by Q0, which is 100 again. When we cancel out 100, 200 minus 100 is 100. So we get the value 100%. So the percentage change in quantity supplied is 100%. The second step, percentage change in price. P1 minus P0 upon P0 into 100. P1, which is a new price, is 15. So that's substituted. The original price is given, divided by the original price multiplied by 100. So we get 5 upon 10 multiplied by 100. So the zeros cancel and we get 5 into 10, which is 50. So the percentage change in price is 50%. Let us continue. The third step, elasticity of supply equals to percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. In the previous slide, we saw that the percentage change in quantity supplied was 100% and the percentage change in price is 50%. So we have substituted that here. 100 divided by 50 is 2, which is greater than 1. We know then that when elasticity of supply is greater than 1, the type of elasticity is relatively elastic supply. So this has to be stated at the end of the problem. Let us go on to solve another problem which is asked in a different way. This is a worded problem, so let's begin to read it. A producer offers to sell 400 units of a commodity when the price is rupees 10. So we see here the original price is rupees 10 and the original quantity supplied at that price rupees 10 is 400 units. While only 200 units are offered for sale when the price decreases to rupees 5. So we see the new price is rupees 5 and at the new price the quantity supplied is 200 units. We have put in the form of a table just like we saw in the previous slide when we saw the previous problem. It makes it easier to substitute the values of P0, P1, Q0 and Q1. Let's go through the steps again. The first step, find the percentage change in quantity supplied. The second step, find the percentage change in price. And the third step, find the elasticity of supply. So we have shown now the substitution. Q0 is equal to 400, Q1 is equal to 200, P0 is equal to 10, P1 is equal to 5. Before you begin to solve the problem and start with the steps, I would like you to write out the values of Q0, Q1, P0 and P1 in this manner. It will help you to substitute correctly in your formulae. The first step, percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to Q1 minus Q0 upon Q0 into 100. Q1 as we know is 200, we got it from here. Q0 is 400, we got it from here. Q0 equals 400 multiplied by 100. Don't forget this is multiplied by 100. So 200 minus 400 is negative 200 divided by 400 multiplied by 100. So when we cancel 200 by 400 you get 1 upon 2. So 100 divided by 2 is 50%. We need to ignore the negative sign. The negative sign just tells us that quantity supplied has fallen from 400 to 200. Next step, percentage change in price is equal to P1 minus P0 upon P0 into 100. P1 is 5 and P0 is 10. So 5 minus 10 upon 10 into 100. So you get 5 upon 10 into 100. Again 1 upon 2. 100 divided by 2 is 50%. So the percentage change in price is also 50%. The third step, elasticity of supply is equal to percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price, which is 50% upon 50%, which we found out in the previous slide. When we divide the two, we get 1. So ES is equal to 1. Therefore, the type of elasticity of supply is unit elastic supply. We need to state this at the end of the problem. When supply for a commodity decreases by 10%, its price decreases from rupees 10 to rupees 8. Find and state the elasticity of supply. So we can see this is another type of problem. We are already given the percentage change in quantity supplied. We're not given the values of Q0 and Q1, which means we do not have to find the percentage change in quantity supplied. That's already a job done for you. However, we have to find the percentage change in price. We see here that price decreases from rupees 10, which means the original price is rupees 10. It comes after the word from, so it gives you a Q there. And it goes to rupees 8, which means the new price is rupees 8. So P0 is 10 and P1 is rupees 8. We need to state in the first step, percentage change in quantity supplied is 10% because that is already given to us. We move on to the second step. Percentage change in price is equal to P1 minus P0 upon P0 into 100. When we substitute, we get 8 minus 10 upon 10 into 100. 8 minus 10 is 2. So 2 upon 10 into 100. 2 divided by 10 is 1 upon 5 into 100. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So the percentage change in price is 20%. Now coming to the third step, elasticity of supply equals to percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price. The percentage change in quantity supplied was already given to us, which is 10%. We have substituted that value here. And we found in the previous slide the percentage change in price to be 20%. So 10% upon 20% is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 is equal to 0.5, which is less than 1. ES is less than 1. Therefore, the type of elasticity is relatively inelastic supply. It is important for us to state the type of elasticity at the end of the problem. Let us now move on to solving another problem. Let's read it. The supply of a commodity increases from 120 units to 150 as a result of a 20% rise in price. Find and state the elasticity of supply. So we see the percentage change in price is already given, which is 20%. However, the percentage change in quantity supplied is not given. The word from gives us a cue that the original quantity supplied is 120 units. The quantity supplied moves to 150 units. That means 150 is a new quantity supplied. So we have stated the values of the variables Q0 and Q1. The first step is percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to Q1 minus Q0 upon Q0 into 100. Q1 is 150, Q0 is 120. So 150 minus 120 upon 120 into 100. 150 minus 120 is 30. 30 upon 120 is 1 upon 4. That means 100 divided by 4 is 25. So the percentage change in quantity supplied is 25%. The second step, percentage change in price is equal to 20%, which was already given to us. Let's move on to the next step. The third step, elasticity of supply equals to percentage change in quantity supplied upon percentage change in price. We just found out the percentage change in quantity supplied to be 25%. We were given the percentage change in price, that is 20%. So when we divide, we get 5 upon 4. 5 divided by 4 is 1.25, a number that is greater than 1. ES is greater than 1. Therefore, the type of elasticity is relatively elastic supply. So there we are, students. Today we have learned to solve different types of problems. The first one, when all four values are given in two columns. The second type, when a worded problem is given and you have to find the percentage changes in both quantity supplied as well as price. The third type, when the percentage change in quantity supplied is given and you have to find the percentage change in price. And the fourth type, when percentage change in price is given and you have to find the percentage change in quantity supplied and then go on to find the elasticity of supply. Here are some more worded problems and other types of problems that you have to solve for practice, but I want to read it for you. A 20% rise in price of a good results in change in supply from 100 to 120 units. Calculate the elasticity of supply. So in this problem, we are given the percentage change in price and we have to find the percentage change in quantity supplied and then go on to find the elasticity of supply. The original quantity supplied is 100, which is Q0. The new quantity supplied is 120. The next problem, when the price is rupees 10, original price is P0, that is 10. The firm sells 150 units. So here we have the value of Q0, units of a commodity. When price rises to rupees 15, so the new price P1 is equal to 15. Quantity supplied rises to 200 units. So Q1, which is the new quantity, is 200 units. Then you find and state the elasticity of supply. So you have to find in this problem both percentage change in price as well as percentage change in quantity supplied and then move on to finding the elasticity of supply. The seventh problem is given in the form of columns. You know, I told you that the first price mentioned is the original price P0. The second price mentioned is the new price P1. The first quantity supplied is Q0 and the second one mentioned is Q1. The eighth one, calculate the price elasticity of supply using the percentage method from the following data. You have 5 as P0, 7 as P1. The quantity supplied at price rupees 5 is 12 and when the price rises to 7, the quantity supplied also rises to 20, which falls in line with our law of supply. The ninth problem, calculate price elasticity of supply using percentage method with the help of the following data. Here again, price is rupees 10, it rises to rupees 15. When price is rupees 10, quantity supplied is 60 units. When price increases to rupees 15, quantity supplied also rises to 80 units, which is a case of expansion of supply. So you use the values, you substitute in the formulae, and you will find the elasticity of supply. Don't forget to state the type of elasticity after you finish solving the problem. Now that you've gone through the module and you've learned how to solve the problems, you learned about the types of elasticities of supply, it doesn't end there. You have to practice these problems, study the different types of elasticities of supply. So keep practicing. Learn to substitute your values carefully in the formulas. Learn your formulas well. See that you substitute rightly in each and every formula. And don't be in a hurry to divide and multiply. Take your time, but do it carefully so that at the end you get the right result and you can derive the right type of elasticity of supply. You need to keep practicing. Take previous year's board papers and solve problems. You will feel smarter, you'll feel better. Okay, so stay intelligent, stay blessed. Thank you so much for giving me a listening ear.